What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the brand new channel. I appreciate y'all joining me here today. We're going to start a brand new series here on this brand new channel. We're going to be doing PowerWash Simulator 2. The very first PowerWash Simulator was one of my favorite games of all time. I probably played through it 3 to 4 full runs, getting all the different achievements, all the DLCs that came out over the years. It was a very good game, so I have very high hopes for this new one. I did see that the demo had come out about 3 or so weeks ago. I didn't have time to play the demo, so I kind of missed out to see a little bit of the preview of what was going to be part of the new game. But if it's anything like the first one, I'm going to thoroughly enjoy the second one here. So I've pretty much got all my settings ready to go. I think we can go ahead and jump right in. We'll just kind of take a look. I haven't really done any exploring to see what's involved with this one yet. I just kind of started right out here on the street. But right from the get-go, if you're familiar with the first game, this is the blue PowerWash van that you got in the very first task of the original game, which was nice. Looks like we have movable doors, which is cool. Definitely didn't have that in the first one. Here's your normal power washing area for all the internal stuff. Looks like we have an open area, which I don't know what's going to be down here. Maybe an expansion of some sort? I don't know. Up here we have an office. We got some cats. Got a bunch of cats sitting around. Power wash pillows. Very cool. Looks like a map. We're in Caldera County. And we have all these different areas. Boy, I hope there's going to be a lot of different things to do. If these are all different places that we're going to go and all the different jobs we're going to have, that's going to be pretty awesome. Back here looks like we have an office. Pretty cool. It's nice that you can actually walk around. We definitely didn't have this in the first game, so good stuff. I'm liking this already. One of the first things you should always do when you play PowerWash Sim is head over to Steam, check out the achievements list to make sure that you're kind of getting everything knowledgeable ahead of time that you need to take care of in each one of your missions so that you don't have to go back and do it twice. That's pretty much why I had to go through the original game a couple times, because I missed some of those achievements. So I did take a look before we get started just to kind of see some of the things we need, and one of them right off the bat was to pet each one of the cats. So we'll go ahead and do that. And there's your Steam achievement right there of per bonding in the home base pet all the cats. Very cool. One of the other achievements here was to kind of read one of these articles here. I'm sure there's a story behind it. We won't take too much of that time right now. We might get back to that a little bit later after I see what's going on. But I'm going to hop right into a job, which is the removals van. This is the very first one, and that's another Steve achievement. Geocaching at the home base, select a job using the map. So here's our very first job in this brand new game. It is the removals van. Harper Shaw says, great news, you're finally moved in, and the removals vans need to move to the wash bay awaiting your expertise. Don't think the van should pose too much trouble despite you having to sell off most of your equipment. I know we got a bit carried away at the auction, but trust me, there's so much more potential in this place. Oh, and Jess says not to worry about paying for the van hire. In fact, she'll pay you. Okie doke. So one of the cool things about PowerWash Sim is speed washing. Depending upon the type of person you watch play this game, some people will go really slow and, very detailed and whatever. I'm a little bit more like this, so I will just give you a heads up and right from the start that if you get camera sick for any reason, I hope it doesn't cause you too much pain. But actually, let me do something real quick. That is absurdly loud. Let me change down a little bit of audio here. Let's kick this down to about there. And maybe some of these ambient tones, ambient volumes, and water volumes. There we go. There we go. That's a little bit better. So this is one of the techniques that, if you didn't pick it up in the first game, you can pretty much, if you put your mouse on a sensitivity that's a little bit higher, you could pretty much get away with a little bit of mouse movement back and forth. And I definitely recommend playing this game with mouse and keyboard. It is so much faster than doing it with a controller. But if you like playing on control, no big deal. The name of this game is Relaxation. So I just want to get through a lot of this so you guys can see kind of what the game is all about. And like I said, I love this game. Crushing objectives already. Yeah, you can see here, you don't really have to move around. You just kind of got to mouse shake back and forth a little bit. Give it a little wash. Yep. Love that sound. Getting jobs done quick. You get that ding, you're moving on to your next piece. We'll come back and do these windows and mirrors probably at the end, because they usually are a little bit more on the heavy dirt side. So yeah, like some of these wider areas, I will absolutely fly through some of these here with just a little mouse shake. You don't even have to move your mouse. You just have to shake it back and forth. Water picks up very nicely on the sides. There we go. And there we go. We're already 20% done. This is probably one of the bigger mistakes I found in the very first game was I didn't recognize that you could actually do the mouse shake speed cleans right off the rip. But it saves you a whole ton of time. I mean, I'm already done with this whole side of this truck already. I do like that you can get all the way down to the ground, which is nice. I think in the old one you could only kneel down, which was okay. They built it so you didn't have to really lay down in the first one, but this one is kind of nice that you can get underneath. I think there was only a couple jobs in the first one, like the RV camper that had some specific jobs that you had to or some specific tasks you had to complete where you had to get like all the way underneath the muffler and the undercarriage of the van. So that's kind of nice here that you can lay down on the ground to get some of those more tough spots. So we're cruising, man. We are cruising. I'm loving this, just like old times. This is one of those games where you get done and you're like, that was really fun. You go right back in and you play it again. Even though it was a grind to get all the way to the end, it's one of those, you just keep wanting to go back to it because there's no competition. You just kind of do it at your own leisure. There we go. I think the yellow nozzle pretty much covers, is probably like your best in between. There's about 40% there. There we go. Door's done. Nice. We'll switch up to the sorry, if you guys want to read the little bit of the story that's going on over on the side. Harper Shaw, oh, I missed the story. It's okay. Pause the video and rewind a couple seconds if you want to read the story, because I just missed it. I'm sure it's talking about the next job that we're going to have to do, but there we go. Red washer is always a thorn in everybody's side just because it's a more pointed washer. There it is. Just cleaned up real quick here. we're missing a little something here. There it is. There it is. I know you can get on the. We'll do that window in a second. We'll come back and get that. Oh, what is this? Is this like a futuristic version of my power washer? I don't know. I'll have to kind of test this out and see what's going on. But yeah, if you just want to cover a whole lot of space here, it almost seems like. Just make sure you test out the space. See what kind of water flow pressure will be needed to get the most of the job done. Anytime you can fan it out and get bigger streams of water, you'll get done a whole lot more quicker. There we go. Last little bit here. There it is. I don't exactly know what we're missing up here. Maybe the trim. Yeah, it's probably a little bit of the trim here. All right. There's one window, two, and mirrors. Excellent. Now, tackle this beast here. Nice. Just like in real life, get all the edges, free up your space in the middle. Stuff will go a whole lot faster. Oop. Been out of the power wash game for a little while. Got to get used to the keys again. Where are we at here? What's going on? There it is. No? Yep. Okay. Looks like this dirt is pretty light, so we'll be able to use the white washer. Doesn't seem to be cleaning as well, though, so let's bump that up to the green. See if we can speed through this real quick. It's probably making you all dizzy. It's really not as bad when you play it, though, and do that technique. Edges in there so we can free up the big space here. I think if I was playing this a little bit more in general, like if I was not trying to record this for everyone, I'd probably slow down and go like this, through the whole thing. But in the interest of time and showing you guys as much of this game as possible, that's gonna kind of be the route to go. There we go. Get a little jump spray going. There it is. Looks like we're missing a little something here on this side. There it is. 88%, almost there. sand. 93%. Closing in. Probably missed a couple items outside that we'll need to adjust, but for the most part, this thing is clean. Okay. Okay. What else? Oop, wrong one. Okay, bumper, truck bed, and truck bed. I'm missing something here with the bumper. Oh, maybe it's the bumper up here, is what they're talking about. Hello? Where exactly? Oh, we didn't get a ding here. Oh, wow. Jeez. I missed the whole entire side. Truck upper side, truck bed, and bumper. Where is this thing pointing? It's down here. There it is. Okay. And then the bumper? There it is. Okay. So first job done, not too bad. New items available in the shop. So yeah, pretty good stuff. Okay. That's cool. It gives you a replay that you can look at as well. Wishy. Jess is enthralled by her sparkling removals van. Says she'll give you the first dibs on any furniture that she comes across, so keep an eye out for new items appearing in the shop. It's all pre-restoration stuff, so it's pretty dirty, but I'm sure you're okay with that. Told you it would all come together. Excellent. Okay, on to the next here, the public facility. Welcome to the town of Detergento, where the past meets the future to manifest a present that we can all live with. A thing happened to us the other day when I asked my colleague to do a deep dive inventory on all public facilities. We found schematics for a revolutionary convenience installed in 2003, but then almost immediately forgotten about and assumed to be a bench. The whole thing is just pure Detergento. Interesting. Okay, let's hop right into it. Very cool town setting. Can't really get outside the barrier here. And before I press on, let me take a look at the Steam achievements here on this job to see. In the home base, just taking a quick look. Looks like there's going to be some gnomes, some hidden gnomes. Gallery deep lore. Bystander job. Okay, it looks like there is just a... I don't know. I don't want to waste too much time trying to figure out what the job is on, or the achievement is on this one. So we'll just power through this. I'll come back to it and get the Steam achievement later if we need to. Should be a nice quick job, eh? Looks like the white nozzle will cover most of this dirt here. It's not cleaning as good. I think we'll just stick with the yellow one for now. It seems to be the most efficient. Probably underneath here, yep. Well, the fact that we're almost done with this already and we're only at 10% means there's got to be something else going on here. Obviously, it's not going to be this easy. That would be... Okay, we got that done. Real trick is if you can walk and do this motion at the same time. You'll even save yourself even more time, but it's all a matter of how fast is your eyes. Clearly I can see what I'm doing. I'm just, I'm not even moving. I'm just kind of stepping slightly as I go forward with each of these here. There we go. Just missing maybe a touch somewhere in here. Where is it? Where is it? Hello? It says warning war. Oh. Nope. Yep, maybe this. There it is. That's the one. Yep. I figured. Yep, yeah, I figured. PowerWash service. We're camped out in the middle of nowhere in the heap of filthy trouble. PowerWash service, can you help? Of course, I'm going to have to because it's probably the next job up on the list, so. Yep. Right, this is some deep dirt on here. This stuff's not going away easy. Probably sitting in the ground for so long. They said in that original title that it was, people thought it was a park bench. People have been sitting on a bathroom for how many years now? Nobody smelled it coming from underneath. One of the other things that I don't really like to do, unless I'm absolutely forced to, is use soap. I think it's so much better to accomplish this game without soap. Because literally you spend the time spraying all the soap on to then spray the same surfaces all over again. By the time you get done with putting the soap on, you could have already been done like this. You can see, you don't really need soap. You just need to wash it real quick. But there might be some jobs in there where it's like that rusty type of dirt where you really, really need to get in there and get it all done with some soap. Okay, we're moving right along here. Let's get this finished up. That's looking nice. Driving me barking. A dog car. Interesting. There we go. Poster's done. Clean this up real quick. See how easy that is? Took all of 5 to 10 seconds to knock that out. That corner right there. Bang. Okay, mark your edge. There's the edge. Designed by a local visionary, Narita Vaughn, the pop-up restroom was designed to only appear when needed, relying on the state-of-the-art camera system with kinetic motion sensors buried deep within the sidewalk. It would detect from the gate of passers-by when relief was required and pop up in the nick of time. Off time, something. I didn't quite get that. I think I first figured out this technique playing that, if you remember in the old PowerWash Sim, the fire station. I think the fire station was the first time I realized that you could pretty much cover a whole bunch of area doing this motion. Because that fire station was massive. The roof alone took forever to get done. The sides of the building, lots of space, and that tower out back. I think I was so over it when I first saw the enormity of that job task that I went searching for a new way to get things done. Hey, you really don't need the ladder for most of this stuff. You can just jump and spray. Moving right along. Because we know we don't have to get the roof on this one since we already cleaned that on the prior stage of this job. Whoop. Missed something somewhere. There it is. Alright, last little bit here. And seeing as though we're only at 55% on this job, that means the door is going to open and I'm probably going to have a very disgusting innard of this. Yep. Holy cow. Well, let's take care of the floor first. I had a feeling. It is disgusting up in here. Hey, Wishy, just heard that the fire chief's dog's gone missing. Okay. I mean, is that my problem or his problem? Am I related to the fire chief or something? Like, is it my family member? Hey, here's another good way to get the floors done quick. Even though I would not recommend laying down in a crazy dirty place like this. There we go. Panic over. The chief just left the back gate open. Vulcan's home now. His dog's name is Vulcan. Interesting. I assume that means we're gonna get to pet the dog at some point. Okay. There we go. Oh yeah, we're cruising now. There it is. Switch over to the green nozzle here. Seems to be cleaning just fine for some bigger distance. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, like I said, just if you decide to play this game, which I hope you would. I think the dev team for this game is very cool. Put out a lot of good stuff. Keep people entertained. That's the most important thing. And I am a big proponent of supporting indie devs. I think these people obviously have established themselves as a viable contender in the gaming space now with the way the first PowerWash Sim came out. That's going to be some soggy toilet paper. I hope that cover kept it all dry there. But yeah, I am a much bigger fan of indie devs these days than big studios. I just think the indie devs put in a whole lot more effort and passion to their games than companies who are trying to meet quotas and shareholder requirements, like some of the CODs and the Apex and all that stuff out there. Sometimes even though they put out good games, you really get a lot of enjoyment from these indie devs because they're like me. You've probably been thinking about a project that you wanted to build for ages. You finally got a team together of a couple people who just want to do something awesome, bring something fresh to the marketplace. And I think that's kind of where this game probably spawned. I mean, who would have ever thought that, power washing was going to be such a big success amongst the entire, world. I can only imagine how many I've never looked in to see how many copies they sold of the original, but this game is very well done. You can clearly tell they put a lot of effort into it. Switch back to this yellow nozzle here and start to, some of the dirt seems to be a little bit more heavy. That's looking good. About 80% done here. Wait, somebody's gone and added restroom extensions below the grubby open bench on Equinox Boulevard. Yes, they have. Iconic. I'm already feeling the need. This is next level ingenuity. You're right. It is. Very creative. Not really practical, though. Especially for the public who's probably looking for, a place to stop and they can't find it because it's sitting below the dirt. There we go. Can I get up on there? I'll do it. I'm clearly missing something with this. There it is. Okay. No? There it is. Okay, yep. Good. I haven't checked yet, but I also want to see if there is the challenges, like in the old one. Like the water usage challenge. I know that was heavily talked about in the old one about making really tough challenges of speed cleans or water usage limits to see if you can get jobs done, which I think this technique right here is probably going to be the winner for anybody who's trying to do a water usage one. I mean, clearly we're spraying at the same limit, but we're getting a whole lot done with it. That's good. Oh, yeah. Filthiness here. Lower the changing table. I think that interactivity was introduced late in the original PowerWash Sim. I remember it on, like, the mech. I think it was the Mech Warrior one, where you had to open its casing or something like that. It was a very tough one, too. And a butterfly just flew out of the changing table. That's awesome. All right. 94%. We should probably just have this roof left and we will be golden. Spots that I missed. A lot easier to clean up little spots than messing around with the whole roof. So that's good. Where are we at here? Okay. Ooh, that's a tough little... What am I missing here? Ooh, wrong button. Okay, there's that. Oh, raise the toilet seat. Oh, I didn't even see that prompt. Haha. You guys probably saw it and I didn't. There we go. Grab rail. Grab rail. Oh, right there. I see it. Ooh. I'm getting clipped into the wall. Couldn't stand up. Inner wall and the sink. There's the sink. And then the inner wall. Oh. There it is. Beautiful. That's pretty good stuff. Oh, there's a gnome up there. Hold on a second. Can I get this guy? Gnomes were big in the first one. Can I not pick him up? I can. Let's pet the cat. I'm looking to see if there's anything else hidden before we complete this job. I can't go out there. Nobody hiding in the flower bench. Nobody in the trash can. Here's another cat. Just doing a little exploring. Have you seen this person? Mysterious hero spotted washing various objects around Caldera County. Isn't that the gnome? Isn't that the gnome I just picked up? Okay. Nothing in there. Well, I would say, since we can't get out here, that pretty much wraps that one. Little watch back here. Yeah. Crushed it. Okay. Rinson, you'll be delighted to learn that the public facilities kinetic sensors have been updated and successfully reintegrated into our public convenience network just in time for our upcoming Equinox Festival. I can state with confidence that you'll be hearing from us again. Tessa. Awesome. Let me go back to home base here real quick. See if we got anything new. Furniture unlocked. Purchase furniture via the furniture catalog in the shop. Furniture catalog. Oh. Okay, so these cost... We have 157p. This one's free. This one's free as well. Access own furniture at home base. Oh. You ever watch those videos on the internet of the dirtiest carpets ever? Don't say you haven't, because I know you have. First thought everybody always has is, who in the world left their carpet to get so dirty that it needed a 25-minute washing? And the answer is no one. Somebody clearly went out and dirtied it up. Item cleaned. There we go. There's another achievement in the home base. Clean and place a piece of furniture. So there you go. Another one that you can do. Couch. Horrendous. Let's clean this up real quick. Boy, they weren't lying. They said these were some interesting pieces of furniture. And I can wholly agree with that. Okay, there's the power wash. There we go. Looking good. Looks like we have to get the legs. There it is. So what is this? Is this how this is going to work? Place it, place it, place it. There we go. Okay. Nice, good progress. Actually, yeah, that's a pretty good spot here for the first episode. We completed 2 jobs. We dusted off a couple pieces of furniture. We found a gnome. We did a couple achievements. So, yeah, very good first day. Very good first episode. So, thank you guys very much for joining me. Absolutely going to crush this series. I am going to hammer this game because I love it. So, if you liked it and you stuck around here all the way to the end, definitely follow along. I very much appreciate the support here as we get the second channel going. If you are playing the game yourself, tell me what you think of the game so far. Or if you played the first one, tell me what your couple, maybe like top 2 or 3 favorite jobs were on the first one, and we'll see what the community decides. But very much looking forward to seeing you guys back on a future video, and definitely check out the other playlist that's already running here at this point. We're going to keep adding on, and we're going to keep having a good time. So take care of yourselves, have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.